something nice to do, seeing as the last time I went live I had such a nice time, and the time literally, it just goes by like this, you know. So I thought that I would do that. I'm in like a content creation kind of mood, and I've just recorded 2 other videos, and I still have another one that I want to do also today, but it's a bit cloudy. So I'm like, should I wait, see if the sun comes out? Better lighting, you know. Anyway, how is everyone doing today? I just want to try to get a bit more in, you know, the light. How's everyone doing? Hi there. I just saw someone come in. Hi, Miss Mohammed. Hello. So today we're going, thank you for joining. Thumbs up, and I hope you enjoy this live. Now, today we're going to be discussing really creating your own personal style on your femininity journey. And the reason why I wanted to do this topic is because when I asked for video ideas a couple of weeks ago on my Instagram, lots of you actually wanted me to do styling videos. This was like the main thing that I was being asked to do, and that's why I wanted to come in and do that. Now, hi ladies, I see a few of you have joined, so thumbs up for me please, and let's get into the topic. Now, for me, along my femininity journey, now this is going to be a helpful video for you, by the way. A very helpful video for you along your femininity journey, because this is something that I wish I had a video like this when I was starting out. Now, thank you. I wish you a lovely day also. So, when you're creating your own personal style and you're wanting to be on your femininity journey, sometimes those worlds feel like they cannot mesh. But at the end of the day, there are people in the world who, like, let's just say I have lots of Islamic, well, I don't know how many, but I do have some Islamic women on my channel, and whether they're wearing scarves or whatever. And at the end of the day, that is like a personal style that you're wanting to navigate with your femininity journey. That's one kind of, you know, scenario. Another is that you want to have an element of sex appeal as well, but you still want to be on this classic femininity journey. So you're wanting to create a personal style. That is another kind of scenario. And another one is that you just want to be like more classic, you know, you just want to look full on sophisticated and more like classic old money or whatever. Now, there are so many different scenarios. They're just a few that I'm trying to give you so you can understand that, okay, we all are on our femininity journeys, but at the end of the day, the outcome and the personal style is going to differ between woman to woman because of, you know, whether it's religion, and you're bound to wear, you know, you're more confined with certain things that you're able to wear, whether it's just that generally you are more conservative or that's the look that you're going for, you're going to be bound to be dressing within those conservative realms, and, you know, so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, you're going to be restricted when you're on your femininity journey with self-expression, when it comes to clothing, when it comes to hair color, when it comes to style, hairstyles, nails, makeup, footwear. You're going to be kind of restricted because it's about going for what is not what's she wearing, like what's it's not going to be like that. You're going to be getting more of, oh, it looks really pretty, or oh, that looks really lovely, or that's something that you could wear anywhere, or that makeup looks really, like you could wear that makeup in 10 years time and it would still look beautiful. So you're going for more beauty. Okay, and when I say beauty, I mean in comparison to full-on sex appeal. Okay, the femininity journey in my mind is more about a beauty aspect, looking beautiful, feeling beautiful, putting that that foot forward, as opposed to going out and trying to really be giving more like full-on sex appeal in your face. I feel like you want more of a balance, and this for me is a big difference between just trying to appeal to men and trying to be in your femininity journey. I feel like there's a big difference. Now, since I was asked more about outfit ideas, I'm going to be giving them to you today, and let's get into this. Now, we're also going to be speaking about hairstyles and makeup and all of that. Now, let me warm into this. Okay, let me warm up. Let me get into this. Now, style is a big thing, okay? If you leave your house today and you have your makeup on, your hair done, a nice little outfit, even if it's like very minimal, you know, minimalistic, you're going to have a day, okay, that is going to be a totally different day than when you go out looking like you haven't looked in the mirror before you left the house, okay? There's just going to be a different dynamic, okay? A different aura around you. And I think that we all want to have the best possible day. We all want to feel the best about ourselves every day. And your femininity journey is really you putting that into action. So ways to do that are, of course, with outfits, hair, makeup. Now, and of course nails, but outfit ideas to really help you to elevate your look instead of just going straight for sex appeal. We can all have our boobs hanging out, we can all do that, okay? But we can't all look stylish, sophisticated, sexy, and classy at the same time. We can't all do that, okay? It takes a certain kind of woman, but what we can all do is have everything hanging out. But we don't want to do that. Okay, we're not going for a full-on sex appeal look, we're going for femininity journey. So it's about having a culmination of the same, which is sexy, sophisticated, elegant. Okay, that's what it's about. Now, for me, I find that you want to go for more plain options. There's a difference between summer and winter. Okay, there's a difference between summer and winter, because in summer, yes, you might be going for more like floral dresses, but you know, we'll speak about that when we get to summertime. I'm in the UK, it's winter. So let's just discuss this right now. I feel like more plain things are going to be better. Like, you don't need to do all of like the crazy prints. I remember I had like a houndstooth, like a bold, big houndstooth matching jacket and skirt set. I said to myself, girl, she's got to be given away, because it's just way too much. It's just way too much. And I think that houndstooth is cute, but I think it maybe the mini houndstooth, I just think there's a way to do it, and sometimes it's just overkill and it really starts not giving more like sophistication and more classic, but it starts giving more like quirky. Quirky classic. No, let's leave that alone. So for me, what I've come to realize throughout the years that I've been trying to evolve my look, and I'm finally happy with my style, literally since last summer and just continuing on, I'm like, I love everything in my wardrobe and I feel like I know what suits me now, and it took a while for me to do that, so I'm giving you the keys. Plain is going to be your friend. Now, I'm wearing a plain turtleneck today. This is black, as you can see. Something like this is a timeless classic piece that you can have in your wardrobe for the rest of your life, okay? And the reason why is because it's going to go with everything. It's going to go with, it's going to be appropriate for really most situations on a day-to-day basis. And it's going to enable you to be able to mix and match. And mixing and matching on your femininity journey saves a lot of time, a lot of thought power into like, what am I going to wear today? I don't have anything to wear, you know. Having simple plain tops to mix and match with things on the bottom half is going to be incredible for you. Hi Ziva, you look incredible. Thank you so much, AJ. Hey girl. Thank you for being in here and welcome. So, wait, girl, this, okay. This bit of hair. Now, for me, I've come to realize that a plain top with a mini skirt is my best friend. This is something that I can dress up and I can also dress down. This is going to be casual every day, and it's also going to be a smart casual look for me. Okay, and when I say smart casual, I mean as soon as you take off a pair of, let's say, heeled boots that are like a block heel about that high for a day-to-day basis, a top like this, a plain top, I'm just wearing boxes right now, but a plain top like this with a mini skirt. Okay, I don't mean a mini skirt that's like a belt. I mean an actual mini skirt that looks like clothing. Okay, it looks like clothing, not just, you're not going for sex appeal, just sex appeal. You're going for sex appeal, a hint of sex appeal, plus classy. Okay, so we're not looking for really, really skimpy clothing. And this is, again, what this is about. So when I mention a mini skirt, I mean skirts that you would have seen me wear where they're coming up, it's more like mid-thigh, you know, it's more like mid-thigh kind of mini skirt. Sometimes a tiny bit longer, sometimes a little bit shorter. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of mini skirt, okay, with a plain top, so you're covered up top, but at the bottom you've got the sex appeal, but not too much. That is the balance of where to go. So that's a casual day-to-day outfit. Okay, that's a casual day-to-day outfit. Pairing it with a pair of boots with a block heel is casual every day. That's casual every day. And you have to also change your mindset of like an everyday thing. And because what was casual for you before might not be now. And I know that certain people, like religion might be there, they might not be able to kind of wear what I'm speaking about, or maybe you can wear this but you'll have to wear a pair of like flared trousers or something underneath it, or find a way to kind of balance things out and make it work for you. But having a plain top, I feel like, is your best friend. Different colors, and you can really mix and match. Okay, this is a basic to have. Then if you want to go from really casual, just every day, to more smart casual, which that kind of does look more smart casual anyway, but if you want to go to the next level of smart casual, a pair of boots with a stiletto heel, you can add that. Take away the block heel and put in the stiletto heel boot. If you don't want to do that and you want to elevate it even more, hello Ziva, hey girl, then you add a pair of heels to it, and then you have a different dynamic. Just by changing your footwear, you can really change the entire look and make it more dressy and have more sex appeal because of your footwear. So for me, I like to have a basic, like a foundation, and then I can work around that. This has, like, I remember some days I'm like literally sitting on my bed looking at my wardrobe and I'm like, I literally have no clothes. Like, I have nothing to wear today. Thank you. Thank you. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. I just thought I'm not going to spend a million years doing my makeup today. So I didn't do all of the steps that I usually do, but really quick. I even put my blusher on literally with my with my finger. Okay, I thought, you know what, we just need to get this done. So it's really about having that foundation so you know what you're going to wear roughly, because you have things that you can just mix and match, so you can stop those days of never always serving. Thank you. You can stop those days of feeling like you just don't have anything to wear. And because on your femininity journey, what you're wearing is so important, and we've got to make sure that we are really thinking about what we're wearing, so we're feeling the best we can feel, we're able to fit into different situations, and we don't want to stick out like a sore thumb because that sucks when that happens. XPN, hey girl, YouTube didn't tell me. Oh, you know what, YouTube is just, sometimes it's really not giving out notifications. That kind of sucks. But I'm glad you're here anyway. Thank you for being here, girl. Another thing, because I've been asked about everyday feminine outfits, and for me on an everyday basis, it is what I said. I'm wearing a mini skirt, I'm wearing a plain top up top, usually a turtleneck, whether it's sleeveless or long sleeved, whatever. And I'm usually wearing a long waterfall coat. Hi ladies, hello everyone coming in, hey. So that's usually what I'm wearing. Another thing that I would be wearing on an everyday basis is, now because you might want to make things a bit more racy, but you might also want to tone things down a bit more. So for me now in winter, it's cold. I might want to make things more kind of really simplistic and literally black, like a black kind of skirt, black turtleneck or a neutral turtleneck, and a pair of boots. So it's just like playing about with different neutrals or blacks. I feel like that's an easy throw on and go thing. But something that I do most times is wear neutrals. I have just like creams, neutrals, beige, and this is something that I actually wear a lot of, and I mix and match. Also, don't be afraid to, if you find something that you really like, something that fits you nicely, has the look that you like, buy it like ×3. This is something I do as well. So if there's something you see me wear, I probably have about 3 items of the same thing, because when that doesn't look good anymore, especially if it's something knit, you know, that's like a knitted fabric, you know, so you want to make sure that you have like a backup for, okay, I found something I really like. As soon as that looks crusty, I have, you know, a backup. Like I have another one that I can pull out. This is something that has really saved my style, because then I feel like I always have a backup of that thing that I really like, you know what I mean? So you never have to feel like I don't have anything to wear anymore. So let's get into a bit more detail of the kinds of mini skirts that I like. Now, tweed skirts, knit skirts, kind of Chanel-esque, you know, this will kind of help you to understand what kind of things I like and what things are very much classic but still give you that hint of sex appeal, but the sophistication element is very much there. Because one thing, like I said, we don't want to do is have just sex appeal. I think that sex appeal can be a style, but for me on my femininity journey, that is not really what I'm going for. If I'm going to a club or something, then okay, maybe you're going to dress differently. But in terms of like on an everyday basis, I think it's nice to have a personal style, one that looks more girly and not just trying to turn men on, you know. I think that this is the way to do it, is to have that balance. Another reason why I'm actually saying that, and this has kind of shifted the way that I dress as well, because at one point I was trying to hone more in to the sex appeal, like that was like the main thing, then other things were after that. And I kind of realized that the kind of attention you're going to get is going to be the attention of a man who literally wants to maybe French Connection UK, seeking bedroom chronicles, and they're, because men kind of put you into, there are boxes, okay, there are categories that you're put into based on the way that you're dressing. And not just men, but everybody in life and society, you put people into boxes dependent on how they dress, right? And if you are a single woman, or you are on your femininity journey and you are dating, you really want to think long and hard about what you're advertising, because men take it all at face value. Now, when you're going for the more sex appeal look, and that's like first and foremost on your list, men can see you as that, okay, as that, literally as that, just walking as that. And you don't want to look like a walking JJ. Okay, you don't want to look like that. You want to look like, okay, classy, elegant, whatever. And you want someone to see more than just that. Okay, because we are more than that. So it's about showing that in your style. And this is another reason why I love style and I love clothing, because you can show who you are, what your standards are by the way you're dressed. You just can. And you can also show men what you're looking for by the way that you are presenting yourself to the world. So I decided to change my style and to make it more classic. But at the same time, I still do what I want. I like to wear corsets sometimes. I might wear a corset over a top. So it's not so much sex appeal, but you still have a hint of sex appeal. Okay, and I think that that is a nice balance to have. Neutrals, things that are going to be appealing really to any eye and on any given day. These are things that I like to make sure that I'm buying. Lots of times when you're buying things with these bold colors, you get sick and tired of them and you don't even want to wear it. After you've worn it twice, you're like, you have a headache. So plain things are going to be your best friend. Classic items with that hint of sex appeal are going to be absolutely perfect. And Chanel-esque kind of knitted sets, like two pieces, perfect. You don't even have to think about what you're going to wear on top. You have a matching set. This is more everyday, okay? Then when we get to more smart casual, let's say you're going to a wine tasting, you can still do that daytime look and that's fine. But you also want to make sure you have a couple of tailored items in your wardrobe if you're going to a walk around wine tasting in the evening, if you're going out like to a bar, maybe around the happy hour time, or like a date that is right just after the work time. There are certain things that you might want to be wearing, and a tailored dress is going to be one of them. So I feel like that's a good kind of staple to also have in your wardrobe, but you're wanting it to be a girly color. It could even be red, it could be pink, like a pale pink or whatever. It could be black if you wanted it to. But if you're doing a tailored look, I think you've got to make it stand out a bit more, and you can do that with color. And of course, a pair of heels. If you're going out in the evening and you're not wearing heels and you're going on a date, that's not, no bueno. Unless you, it depends. It depends where you're going. It does depend, but that's kind of typical, right? To be wearing a pair of heels if you're going on a date. It's in the evening, early evening. That's kind of what it is. Advice for tall girls. I still think that tall girls can wear heels, and if anything, you're just going to stand out even more, and you're just going to look more striking, and you're just going to be noticed more. And I think that like the stigma against like a tall woman wearing heels, I think it's literally been created by short men and they need to get with the program. At the end of the day, you can wear whatever you want, wherever you want. And I think that even if you're a tall woman, a pair of heels is perfect for you also. I really do. They don't have to be, you know, 5, 6 inches, like 120 millimeters. You can just tone it down. Maybe you might want it to be 85 millimeters, you know, but you can still wear heels. You're going to stand out even more than I'm 5'1". I'm wearing heels. I'm still not really getting anywhere. But you come in with your heels on, you know, you're just going to be able to attract more attention because you're going to be even more noticeable, and easily seen. So, wear your heels, whether you're tall, whether you're small, just get them on and start feeling comfortable wearing them, regardless of your height. Even if you're a petite woman like me, you might feel like, gosh, I like being small, I don't want to make myself look taller. But it's not just about, like, wearing heels isn't about adjusting your height. It's not actually about that. It's more so about adjusting your posture and the sex appeal aspect. It also just can pull everything together and just make you look more polished, look a lot smarter. And just by wearing a pair of heels or heeled footwear generally, it ties everything together. And for me, it's less about the height of a person wearing a pair of footwear, or a pair of heels, and it's more about the general look that it's just going to give you. Yeah, I think kitten heels are cute, but when you're going out in the evening, it's not kitten heel time. It's just not. It's time, like, that's cute for, like, during the day, or if you're going out for, like, a cute little lunch or something like that, or by yourself, even to, like, run around, like, kitten heels. But to go out in the evening and you're creating that first impression, you're walking in somewhere and you look great, and then you're wearing this kitten heel, it doesn't do everything it needs to do. But when you're wearing something that is, let's just say, at least here, then that's going to have more of a wow factor, and it just adds that different dynamic. You can dress very conservatively on, like, your entire outfit, and as soon as you've got that stiletto heel on, it changes everything. And it just makes, for me, it makes men melt. It also makes you stand out more. It makes your posture improve, and your walk. And honestly, for me, if you know how to walk in heels, it also impacts your self-esteem in a really positive way, because you just feel so feminine and so sexy wearing a pair of nice footwear, in comparison to wearing, like, kitten heels. That is cute, but when you're going out in the evening, it's not giving cute anymore. It's giving, we're really going for this sexy sophistication, and you can put the sexy element in your heels. So this is something to definitely note. It's the short men who really make you feel like you shouldn't be wearing heels when you're a tall woman, but guess what, you should. Yeah, knowing how to walk in heels is very important. Like, if you don't know how to walk in heels, because there's like a Bambi look that can happen when the girlies don't know how to walk in heels, and we don't want that because it takes away from the wearing heels, you know? So it makes it like it's not giving what you actually want it to be giving. So make sure that you do know how to walk in them. And I started off with wedges. Back in the day, I started off with wedges. Then you increase to block heels, and then you increase to, like, like a kitten heel, and then it goes to a high heel, and then you usually come back down. When you get to your 30s, you're like, yeah, I've done all of that. Let's bring it down somewhere normal. So that's what it is for me personally. And that's kind of how I've done it. But make sure you learn how to walk in your heels, and you're not having that Bambi effect where you just look like your legs are just where they look like they're going to go. You know, you don't want that look. Yeah, I mean, even like a short and average height man, at the end of the, I just feel like, even though I'm 5'1", I'm obviously, I'm going to be smaller than most men in the world. Not all of them are even going to want someone that's as small as me. Somebody would want someone who is taller, even if it's a woman who is the same height as them. And you know, whatever, some men want that, you know, they want tall women, and there is kind of someone for everybody. So don't think about your whatever height, you know, just it's not a negative thing, and you can just work it. And there's always going to be a man who is taller than you out there. That's always going to be a thing. I took heels dance classes to improve my heel walk. You know what? That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. I want to go. I model and wear heels a lot, but I don't know why I feel I have to tone it down with men. Yeah, Tiona. Wait, Tiona? Ticona. Yeah, don't tone it down. And I've just actually recorded a video about remembering who you are and acting accordingly. Even let's say you're 6 foot. Let's say you're 6 foot. There's a man out there who is 6'5". Okay, you're still a baby, like a baby girl height in comparison to him. So I just don't, I don't think we have to really fully think about it. And fair enough, I'm saying this as someone who is obviously, I'm 5'1", but for me, when I'm seeing like taller women and they are maybe wearing flats, I still think, oh, you could have just boosted your look if you had actually just put on a pair of heeled footwear. You're tall anyway. Okay, you're tall anyway. You're just adding a couple of inches. You're already tall, you know? So it's not like you're going to make yourself look shorter, but you're going to make yourself look more elegant in heels. I think that needs to be the main focus, because yeah, you're going to be giving like model, tall, wearing heels, you know, it's going to be striking. And even if you meet a man who is smaller, I don't think there's anything wrong with that when there's like a taller woman dating a shorter man. I personally don't. I used to think it was strange, but I just don't anymore. And I feel like anything kind of goes nowadays. So just wear what makes you the most elevated, and it's going to be heels, right? So the kitten heel is cute, but not for the evening. Unless like you've just been out all day and you just happen to be wearing kitten heels, so okay, you have to wear that. But otherwise, I wouldn't purposely go out in the evening wearing a pair of kitten heels. I love the makeup and the hair. Thank you so much. Thank you. So let's get back to this, to other outfit options, styling things. I think when women are going out on a date, like predominantly when I'm messaged about outfits and what to wear, it's because women are going out on a date and they're not sure what to wear. And most of the time what women are actually sending me is always very booby, and it's very sex appeal, sex appeal, sex appeal. And I have learned by way of trial and error that one must really tone that down. I think there's a time and place. You have to know where you're going if it's conservative, if it's young and vibey, that will determine what you're going to wear, okay? And also the age of the person who you're going on a date with can play a big role. If you're going out with someone 30 years older than you and you're, you know, like, you've got to make it make sense as well. So if somebody is, you know, a bit older or similar age to you, you can get away with wearing different things than if you're dating someone and there's a really big age gap. So you have to also remember that. But if you have developed your own personal style, regardless of who you're dating, you're going to want to stick within that style. So finding an in-between for a first date that has the sex appeal aspect there, but isn't overly kind of revealing, is a good balance to have. And I always say that I think it's about, if you think about this, what would you wear to a club? What would you wear to a club? If what you're going to wear on that date to a restaurant is anything similar to what you would wear in a club, you've chosen the wrong dress. Okay? In London, if you're going out and you're not going to an Instagram place, you're not going to spots around Mayfair where there are working women and you're wearing certain dresses, you're just going to stick out like a sore thumb. If you're going out, you know, to like a local nice restaurant, I don't know, Battersea, Fulham, I don't know, Chelsea, let's just say, and you're wearing a specific, like an outfit that just looks, it looks like you don't go anywhere. It looks like this is your first night out in years, and it just sometimes doesn't make sense, and you're doing too much. So sometimes you've got to think about, okay, let's tone this down. What can I do to have that balance? You know, I want to have the sexy, classy balance. How can I do that? How can I have the sophistication with that sex appeal in there? How can I do that? Even if you're covered up top and you're wearing like a padded bra, you're still going to have the shape, you know, maybe that you want without revealing like skin and things. For me, I just don't think you have to show your skin on a date. I don't think you have to do that. I've done where I have and where I haven't. And to be honest, the dates where I'm actually wearing more clothes or not going down a sexy route and more of a sexy sophisticated are the ones that always end up way better for me. So this is something that I have come to realize. You don't want to put yourself out there as a one-trick pony, because men take you at face value, and you want to make sure if you're not going to a club, you do not look like you're going to a club, and you need to find a medium for a date. So let's discuss this. Something like a tweed dress, like a mini dress that's tweed, maybe like sparkly. This is something that's going to be very lovely, very lovely. In my, I think my last video, I showed you a yellow tweed set that I have from Marge. This is so pretty, the set, and it's like perfect for evening, perfect for a dinner date, perfect to go to a bar after work, perfect to go like more evening, like even if you're going to like see jazz or something. It's perfect for a party, it's perfect for a lunch date, it's literally perfect for so many different events. So a two-piece tweed set is going to be one of your best friends. It's that way to have the balance of the sexy and the sophistication coming together and making you look like a stylish, classy woman who knows her worth, doesn't have to have it all bouncing around at the restaurant to get attention from your date. or just generally if you're going out, I feel like this is a good way to do it, to have that balance and to stay within that femininity journey kind of dress sense realm. You know, when you're going into like more slinky fabrics, plus boobs out, plus arms on show, plus some of your legs showing, plus high heels, it starts looking like you're going to a club, right? So it's definitely about looking at what fabric am I wearing, how much chest am I showing, how much skin is out, and trying to have more of a balance that's going to give you a sexy, sophisticated look instead of sexy and then I act sophisticated. Okay, to kind of balance it out. You want to look the way that you want to be perceived. They take everything at face value. So you have to make sure that you're displaying yourself the way that you want somebody to think that you are, like, if that makes sense. So you need to have that balance. So a tweed set is going to do that for you. I can't believe this has been 40 minutes. It's going by so quickly. So let's go on to something else. Let's speak about hair for a second, because hair is something that is like, some people just, I hair is something that can obviously be very touchy, and I don't know why it's very touchy, because it's literally just hair. And especially if you don't even wear your own hair, you shouldn't be touchy about hair, because it's literally just hair. Okay, nothing to be touchy about. But I have done all of the legwork so that nobody else has to do it at this point. I've done every single piece of legwork that there is to do with hair. I've had every hairstyle, for good or for bad. I've done it. I've tried it all out for you. And I've done ponytails. I've done the bob back in the day. I wouldn't do it. I would never do a bob again unless it's like my own hair, but I would never actually intentionally do my hair in like a bob hairstyle until I'm literally 70. Like that's when I'll start wearing a bob. So that's one thing that's just off the table for me. Unless it's your own hair and there's nothing you can really do about it right now, fine. At least let it have some volume in it, if you're having a bob. But I've done braids, I've done wigs, I've done straight hairstyles, curly, wavy, curled, fringes, no fringe, layers. I've actually tried everything. Okay, black and then going lighter. I've tried brown hair. I've done so many different things with hair. Back in the old days, I've had pinks. Yeah, I used to be crazy. I used to be loca. But that was really cute. I actually loved having like pink highlights. I've had blue highlight. I've done platinum blonde highlights. I have actually done everything under the sun in terms of hair. I have done all the legwork, natural hair out, natural hair in a bun. I've done it all. And what gives me the best, like more of the wow factor, is honestly this. It's since I've gone lighter and having layers and a straight look, this has been the most eye-opening experience that I've had in terms of hair, and attention that it's got, and attention that I've had and that stemmed from my hair, compliments with my hair. And this is not just women, I'm speaking about men. And even I think that when I was doing the black hair, like same style but black, I think it's very nice also, obviously. But I have had a different reception since I've gone lighter, And this is just something that I've noticed. Now, of course, different men like different things. Some like darker hair, darker features, okay, and others like lighter hair, lighter features. But for me, doing this kind of more middle of the road, I would say, has been very good, because I think it's the best of both worlds. It's not super dark, but it's not super light. And I have just had a very fun experience wearing this color, let's just say that. So I think it's about finding what suits you the most, what suits you best, and kind of going with that, trying out different things, trial and error. And also, when you're having your hair, and it's like certain hairstyles are going to send out like a radar to certain people, and you have to use discernment when you are putting your clothing on. But right now we're speaking about the hairstyles. So when it comes to hairstyles, you have to be very selective with what you are choosing to, how you're styling your hair, because it sends out some kind of vibration signal wave to certain people, and you only want to have, you know, certain men coming over to you and not others. So let's be very clear. For me, I like to keep my hairstyle more like universal. I like to keep it more simple. I like to have a one size fits all, as opposed to wearing things that are more like, I feel like this is something that is just more like everybody will kind of get. That's what I'm trying to say, and that's what I like to go for. And for me, this brings me more range. Like, since I've actually gone like this color, I've had much more range of who is actually coming over to me, even in terms of more like different nationalities, different races. Before, I was getting more like certain races, and now it's more like just a lot more races, I would say. So yeah, I think that hair color, hairstyle is very eye-opening, and you want to try different things, you want to play about with different things, and you want to be able to appeal to different people, and not just, you know, the same old, same old. I feel like this is what your femininity journey is about. It's about experimenting, trying different things, and seeing who is coming over to you because of what you're trying. So just remember that if you are feeling like, look, I've had messages about women wanting to like do braids and stuff, and you know, Ziva, what do you think about me wearing braids? um I think that I think we've I think we've got to go for something that, you know, when you think about like a sexy hairstyle, because there are ways that you can have sexy and sophistication even in your hairstyle. And I think that you've got to think about what hairstyle actually looks sexy. Back in the day, on like Beyonce, let's say, how is she going to be doing her hair? What's she going to be doing? Because she understood how to work things and how to work her look, and she knew what was going to be appealing, what got attention from women wanting to be fans, what got attention from men wanting to, you know, be with her basically. And she understood the balance and how to kind of do that. And one of the things you have to look at is hair. So it's a way to kind of cross over and just have more diversity when you are not just like staying in a box, and you feel like you can actually experiment, try out different things, etc., blah blah blah. But the bottom line is, wear what you want and what suits you, what gets you the attention you want as well, and what fits into your femininity journey, personal style. That's what it's about. Then lastly, let's go into makeup. okay? Because makeup is another big thing. Makeup is a really big deal, and makeup can also like makeup can be a deterrent or something that is, you know, enticing. Yeah, it can be enticing or a deterrent, and it's up to you how you put it on and what features you play up, what features you play down, and how you place your makeup, what makeup you're using, what shades, if you're lining your lips, blah blah blah. All of these things make a really big difference. And one thing with me that I've come to terms with is that because I do like to go for more of like a sexy, sophisticated look and dynamic, I like to do the sexy in my makeup. And I do not go for conservative makeup whatsoever. I like to go for more sexy makeup. And what that means is I'm not afraid to do bold colors on my lids. I'm not afraid to wear fake lashes. I'm not afraid to wear tons of blusher and overline my lips and have them look like I've had filler in there. I'm not afraid to do that. And I think this is the way for me that I like to do my femininity journey and add my sex appeal, which is in the face, right? So there are different ways that you can do things. And some women, you might want to wear more minimal makeup, I don't know, and have your outfit, you know, maybe you're wearing heels or something, so you're adding the balance with the footwear. But for me, I like to make sure that I am putting it here and other places as well, like in my footwear or whatever. But definitely my makeup, lips, eyes and cheeks are very big features to play up, and I think that it's silly not to when makeup is there and you can just do it. You can just do it in a couple of minutes. So if you are maybe religious and you're not showing, like you can't really be wearing the fashion that you want to, or maybe, you know, you just have different clothing that you are wearing, then remember that you have your face and you can still work your face. Of course, whether people are religious or whatever, still dating and, you know, getting to know people, you're still and even if it's not that aspect, you're still wanting to look and feel your best. You're still on your femininity journey. You're still wanting to, you know, make yourself put your best foot forward and things. So this is for everybody and whatever background, religion, everything. This is for every woman who wants to put their best foot forward. And you can do that with your makeup as well. Makeup is a huge aspect, and to be honest, it might kind of even be one of the biggest ones for me, if not the biggest, because if, like your face is right there. Like whether it's winter, you're wearing a coat, nobody can even see your outfit, but your face is always out on display. And a face that has no makeup on versus a face that has makeup on sometimes look like completely different faces. And there's just a huge aspect, a huge feminine, pretty, sexy dynamic that comes into play when you have actually put that makeup on, and it can heighten your self-esteem. It can change and influence your day because of the way that people are treating you. It can really heavily impact your life when you've actually done your makeup. And I know that it probably sounds like ridiculous to say that, but it's very much true. And if you go out today wearing nothing on your face, you just scraped some Vaseline on your lips, versus going out with literally a soft glam. This took me 15 minutes. A soft glam, well, like a minimal soft glam. There are a few steps that I just didn't do. You're going to have a different experience than when you go out with just Vaseline or whatever on your lips, and you're going to feel better about yourself. I definitely need to work on adding color to the lips. Yeah, do see that more nude lipstick is something that I see women wearing more of the time, for like younger women, and more like, you know, older women, let's just say like 40s and over. I see more so wearing colored lips and things. This is just something that I have kind of noticed for me. And I think that because color was more in before to wear on the lips, and now, and then it kind of went to like, it's more fashionable to kind of wear nude lips or like browns and whatever. I think that it just changed, like makeup trends dictate how you do your makeup sometimes, but for me it doesn't change that, because I just have to do what works for me. I used to kind of go by that, wearing matte lips, liquid lipsticks. Who remembers that? Matte liquid lipsticks, browns, and lots of different things. It just does not really suit me. It just wasn't really working for me. This works for me the best, and it took me a while to kind of navigate and find out, okay, what does, you know, enhance me the most? What does look the best on me? And I found that this for me is kind of what does it. Yeah, so agree, it's a game changer. Nobody looks like a 10 without makeup. Yeah. Yeah. I love the way I love the way you worded that, and that's true. I think you can look very nice without makeup. If you have your eyebrows done, um I was going to say, like, even just like lashes without anything else, and your hair is done, I think that can still look cute, you know, because it's kind of like the basics. But when you have adding foundation, adding lips and blusher, and like, it just takes you to the next level. I feel like a different person sometimes. Just, you just feel elevated. Like, I don't know if you guys do this, where if you're having a bad day, sometimes you might just put your makeup on because you know it's going to lift your mood. That is what I do sometimes, because it really does. When you have done your makeup, just to see your face look better, it can really just, like that lady said, it's a game changer. All right, so Sade says, I'm 5'9" and dated a guy that was 5'4", or slash 5'4" to 5'6". I didn't mind his height because his money was very tall. He had short man syndrome and was mean. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he might have that, yeah. Like, the shorter guys that I have dated have also, sometimes they're just mental, aren't they? And as a shorter woman, sometimes I can kind of get it, because sometimes you feel like you have to be on edge or something when people are taller, and you kind of, life is more intimidating when you're down there. Maybe it's about that. You know what? I have never actually tried color correcting, and I am at a point where I'm darker under my eyes, and I actually need to look into color correcting. So yeah, I definitely am a lot darker under my eyes now than I was even a few months ago. And yeah, so that's something I want to look into as well, actually. I'm not sure, like, actually how it works. I need to look into that. Color correcting, and what color I'd need or something or whatever. I don't know. Different parts of my face are different, like, have different undertones. Some of it is more like orange, and not orange, but more like yellowy or whatever. And so I think I need to look into that. Do you dress for your color season, I wear whatever I want whenever I want. I don't look into more like seasons. um I guess the only way I would say I ever play into that is in summer. I wouldn't really wear black, you know, unless I have a black satin skirt that I did wear a couple of times in summer, but it's not something that I would really like, oh my god, I can't wait to wear my black skirt on a hot summer's day. Like, so that's the only time I play into colors, is when it's summer. Like, I wouldn't really go to wearing black. I don't really wear brown, or like, I don't really have many dark colors. But if I do wear a dark color like today, then yeah, this is more winter vibes, definitely. Even if it was in spring, wearing this with something that's lighter in color, I think is fine. Like, I wouldn't think too much about color, I guess, unless it's actually summer. I would kind of just stay away from black. Yeah, summer's the time when you can wear so many pretty dresses and, you know, whatnot. For me, I used to wear dark colors all the time because of like sweating, and that was like a big thing for me. I don't know if any of you have like a sweating thing, but I used to sweat so much, and literally really profusely actually, and it would make me have to wear black. Like, summertime, I'm wearing a black top, you know, summertime, I'm wearing a black dress, and that really confined me like so much. And last summer I decided that I'm going to do what I need to do, and I started wearing, so this is what I started doing. I started wearing, so I could wear color, lower dresses, lower dresses and that came down more, so you just have more like air coming through, and then you're able to wear whatever you want to. You're able to wear whatever color you want, and you don't kind of have to think about it. So that's why I can genuinely say now, yeah, I wear colors in summer, and I can literally just do that confidently now, and that is something new for me. So yay. Yay. Even in winter, like, I wouldn't, let's say like a pink turtleneck or something, or even like neutrals and whatever, I would have to like stay clear of things because of thinking about sweating and whatever. And I think I just kind of decided that, look, I just don't really care anymore. And then it's actually calmed down. Like, it's a lot less now anyway. So I think I'm more of like like, it was more emotional, and I don't know, or overactive sweat glands. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that at this point, I can kind of wear whatever I want within reason. If it's like a really hot summer day, I don't think I'm going to be wearing like pink satin. Certain things, you know, I would need to stay clear from. But anyway, this is TMI. I use orange color corrector, helps a lot. Okay, duly noted. Yeah, I always have to color correct, otherwise my base will look grey and ashy. Yeah, like, that's what I'm finding sometimes when I first put on my my foundation on my under eyes, because they are darker now. I find that it can look a bit, you know, so all I do is I just put on a couple of more layers, and I add my powder, and I end up being happy with it in the end. But it would be nice to not have to do tons of layers of foundation. So yeah, I might look into color corrector. Benox, okay, got some scientific words. All right, let me take a screenshot. Thank you, girl. I'll look into that. Like, I've actually tried so many things. I did I had this treatment, I can't even remember what it's called now, but essentially you are like having electric current on your underarms, And one of the times that I did it, the lady was like, she was carried away, like talking to me about something, and she whacked that on full power, and that just put me off, and I stopped doing the sessions. I was really scared, and I was just like so nervous to do it again. I know, I've got my sound on, babe. Sorry, that was a bit loud. Do you notice any different approaches when you wear a red dress? For me, it's like, yeah, like for me, I find that the red in summer when I'm wearing there's a specific red dress that I was wearing, and it was just like a go-to. Like I have it in a few different colors, but when I wore it in the red, that is when you really do have people coming at you left, right, and center. I think that men love red because it just catches your attention, and not everybody is wearing it, so it makes you stand out. And there's that stigma to red, isn't there? Red means you're ready for bed, and I think that that's kind of like imprinted in men's minds that, oh look, red is really sexy. But at the same time, if you're wearing something that is, you know, still got that girly element to it and it's not full on sex appeal, I think that you can have that really great balance wearing a lovely red dress. And then when you are going for that full on sex appeal and you're wearing a red dress, then wow, you know, you got it covered. Sometimes I'll do blush, color corrector, tinted moisturizer, and powder. Yeah, I would love to be able to do a tinted moisturizer, but I need more coverage than that. I really do. I would love to be able to do that. Yeah. I put a bit under your concealer. Put a bit under your concealer. Okay. Oh, so they have a yellow color. All right then, yeah, I'll look into that actually. Thank you. I will look into that, ladies. Because for me, getting like a really good base is something that I would love to do. Where I can actually wear minimal makeup, having a tinted moisturizer would be great, especially if you're on holiday. Like, so I will also look into that. When I was younger, I was convinced I'd get Botox in my armpits, and then heard it makes you sweat in other places. Yes. So I remember hearing a lady getting Botox in her underarms when I was doing like those treatments, and she was like in pain. I think it's quite sensitive, the underarms. I don't know. I remember thinking, oh, I could try it, and then I heard her and I thought, whoa. No. But yeah, of course you will sweat somewhere else. And for me, I'm happy that I don't sweat on my face, and I'm pleased about that. It would really suck if I started to sweat like here, or I don't know, start messing up my makeup. So I finally found a way that I can just make things work. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, I mean, okay, I think, yeah, you can just focus on accessories. You can always have like your lashes on as well, make, you know, your nails are done. But at the end of the day, like, I think that can be enough. Like different dynamics, you just need to look differently, different ways. And I think even to just have individual lashes on, or add some like simple like strips every day is you know, a good dynamic. You don't always have to be like done up or whatever, and yes, adding accessories would be cute. I don't know if you're able to do your perfume and at least have that as an accessory going for you, but that could also be something. and then when you're leaving you can just add some more things on and go about your day. So you look one way when you're doing your studies, and when you leave you can full on have more of the look that you want to have. I think sometimes people actually overlook that time. If you are let's just say you're working or whatever you're doing, you spend a lot of time commuting to and from work. And let's say you live outside London and you're commuting into London, you're probably going to be using the train, or because it's a lot quicker, you know. Otherwise you're spending 3 hours in traffic when you could spend 1 hour via train or whatever, let's say. And you're spending, the point is that you're spending time outside of work commuting. Even on your lunch break you're spending time outside, you're not just confined in those walls of like your offices or something. And these are other opportunities for you to meet someone, to meet a person, and not just that, but to have the look that you want to have. So my point is that you don't want to spend lots of your life not looking how you want to, because we only have one life to be ourselves, and it's nice to make the most of it. So when you're leaving, going home, or you're running errands afterwards, or you're going out on your lunch break, try to look the way you want to, and then when you go back, then just do whatever. But you know, when your lunch break's over. Yeah, I think that dainty jewelry does look more feminine, but also I think it makes things look more expensive depending on what jewelry you're wearing as well. And sometimes if you're wearing like bulkier jewelry or really big statement jewelry, it can just look more quirky, and it can take you away from more of a sophisticated look. So I think it just depends, you know, what look you're going for, and you know, but yeah, your makeup always looks stunning. Whatever you're doing works very well. Thank you so much. Thank you. I need to get these on so I can I can actually see. Where do you buy your jewelry? Honestly, different places. I like Monica Vinader a lot. Or I might just buy like costume jewelry or whatever. So it kind of depends. For me, this is what I always do. I always have in mind what I want, and I put into Google and I just see where has it or has something as similar, because I always know what I want to wear, or what I want to buy, what I'm looking for, and I just see where has what I want. So different places would depend, but I do like Monica Vinader. Okay, thank you so much for reminding me that different occasions require different approaches. So lashes, nails, perfume, I'm thinking also lipstick. Yeah, like if you can wear lipstick, I think that you should be wearing lipstick, because like if you can wear it, then I think wearing it is cute. But at the same time, you're a student, and I feel like, yeah, I don't know, like for me, I only started wearing makeup when I think I was like 20 or 21. And before then, like at school, whatever, it was more like just like eyeliner, maybe like a clear gloss, mascara. But nowadays I'm understanding that even like late teens or like early 20s are wearing like full faces and different things. So things have changed even since when I was younger. And if that's a look you want to go for, and you're, you know, you're studying or whatever, I think that that's fine. And I think it's nice that that is a thing now, and you can express yourself in that way. And makeup is an expression, and you're able to do that even if you're a student and whatever. So I think that if that's something you want to do, then you should do it. And I'm sure that whatever makeup you're wearing now, in 5 years time, in 10 years time, you're going to change and like different things. So whatever you like now, just do it and make the most of it, because you're never going to be a student again, or you're never going, well, who knows, but you're never going to be able to pull off now what you can do later on. So let me be clear on that. A long time ago, I was doing like pink highlights and different things that at this point I just would never do now. And it's nice when you are younger to be able to really express yourself in the way that you want to through your look, and not have to be confined at all. You know, I think that's really nice. And if you have that kind of that you have that time to do that now, I think it's about making the most of it. And you want to wear the lipstick, you want to do this, that and the other, just do it. And do what makes you feel good. Because when you get older, you know, you're not going to feel like, okay, I can pull off like a, not pull off, I mean, I'm sure I could pull off whatever, but you're not going to want to do certain things that you've already done. I feel like you do it now, like you're studying, you do it now, and then later on you've already done it, you know, and you're not going to have some like midlife crisis where you are in your 50s running around with like pink hair. You know, you've already done it. So I feel like you've got to do it now. Yeah, that's a nice way to do it. And have the guts to do it as well. Have the guts to wear what you want, not to have to follow trends, especially when you're younger, you know. Yeah, live your life, baby, and have fun doing it. But I think I'm going to end this video in a minute. I just want to come back again quickly to style and really just go on to footwear for a second, because personal style and footwear is something that for me, I don't think that you really, there are certain things that I think you just have to do on your femininity journey when it comes to footwear. And wearing like trainers every day just isn't an option. It's just not an option. And I think when you're embarking on your femininity journey, I think that you have got to stop doing certain things that you used to do, and you've got to start implementing new things. Now, heeled footwear doesn't have to be very high. Let's say it's here. Let's say you are wearing a kitten heel. Doesn't have to be super high, but it just shows a different dynamic, and it can kind of just take your look to a different level, and a different level of you know, womanliness and like femininity. And that's a nice dynamic to add if you are on your femininity journey. Okay, what else would you be doing? So let's try and add that, and you can really do that with a pair of heel footwear. Oh my word, as I put my on my trainers. Yeah. I think it depends on age. I think it depends on age. If you're watching this and you are, you know, 19, like, wear your trainers, you know, wear your trainers. But when you're watching this and you're like in your 30s, late 20s, 40s, 50s, 60s, I think you've got to get your heeled footwear on and leave certain things for the baby girls to do. And then you've got to grow. I feel like your style has to evolve, and we can't continue doing what we used to do. I think that you have to change, and it's just part of like growing up and things. So elevating your style, you're 24 turning 25. I think that at that age, I think you're still at, it's kind of like a different dynamic, because you're not anywhere near your 30s, but you're not near your like not 18 anymore. And it's kind of like that in between. And that's where I think that you start finding yourself in terms of style. That's when you also might start playing about with like heels or different things. At one point you're wearing your trainers, another point you're wearing like your chunky like Chelsea boots, another point you're wearing I don't know, like ballet flats. I feel like at that age, you're probably doing different things. But for me, my channel is more so geared to women who are, you know, probably about 25 or a bit more and over. And I really just think that at some point, yeah, we have to pack in the trainers and leave it for the baby girls. And we have to be doing something different and have more of like, be going for just a different look. I feel like we have to do that. Otherwise, we're just doing the same things. And like certain places that you're shopping in now, you wouldn't have been shopping in before, and certain places that you shop in now, you would never want to shop in again, if that makes sense, because our style is evolving and it does change around our age, our mindsets, who we're dating, and just where we're at in life. And I think that at 24/25, I think it's okay to wear trainers sometimes, because you're still at that, it's like that, it's more at like a transitional phase, I would say. You have a few of those throughout life. I feel like that's definitely one of them. And I feel like you can basically do both at that age. But when you're actually trying to have more of like a sophisticated look, of course, you're not going to wear trainers and you're going to wear something that's more elevated. Even wearing a pair of ankle boots that just, even like a pair of cowboy kind of ankle boots, you still want to be like trendy and like young or whatever, you know, but you don't have to just do the trainers. I think it's nice to have your own personal style or wear something different to what the other women are wearing. Even like a small, like an ankle boot with a little heel, like a block heel or something. I feel like you can do that and start to develop your own style now. Hi Daisy. And start taking it to the next level, because you know, if then 26 is coming, then 27 is coming, and it's nice for you to already be like transitioning into your more like sophisticated looks, I would say, and getting more into like your grown woman looks, because it's going to happen, like, you know, soon. You're going to be more in your late 20s and you're going to want to, I think it's nicer when you transition into it, you know. Like for me, I definitely went from just wearing like trainers, just doing flats. I was like a trainer addict, always in trainers, always in jeans. And for me, I just did a cold turkey at 26, and then I went into heeled ankle boots. This was a way for me to get into that. And I just fully wanted to transition. I was still wearing jeans, and then I cut them as well. So at this point, okay, dresses and skirts, you know, and heeled footwear with rubber soles. I wasn't getting into any of the other stuff yet, and it just kind of progresses. I feel like there is still like you can, you know, there are still more like very casual looking heeled boots that you can wear, heeled footwear that doesn't look too OTT, and can still give you that, you know, you still want to look young, you know, and you don't want to kind of wish your life away in terms of what you're wearing, because what you're wearing now you probably will never wear again, if that makes sense. So I think it's nice to start transitioning slowly but surely now. Trainers Monday, Tuesday, heeled ankle boots Saturday, Sunday, or that kind of thing, you know. If you wear trainers, buy the feminine ones. There are some elegant ones. I'll be honest, like I think for me, the trainers that I have liked and that I thought, oh, these actually look quite cute. If I was wearing trainers, if I get to the point, I'm like a mum, I don't have to think about certain things or whatever, I'm going to buy me some like Chanel trainers. I think that those ones are actually really cute. But once you're wearing trainers on the bottom, it changes what you're wearing at the top, and then your whole look is more dressed down. For me, that's not what I can do right now. But I feel like at some point, yes, I would be more open to that. But right now, that for me, that's just not an option unless I'm literally going around the corner to Tesco, to the supermarket. Okay, but anywhere else, for me, it's just not an option at the moment. I just wouldn't even feel good about myself right now, to be honest. If I was like trainers, I just feel like it's not the best foot forward that I can present, and it's not my personal style right now. But when I get to that point and I feel like it can be, then I'll have my Chanel trainers. I think those ones are the only nice trainers I have actually ever seen. So yeah. Also the Louis Vuitton boots, I did buy these at one point. They're kind of like combat boots, kind of. They're like lace up, chunky heels, about that high. I did buy those to have like more of like a toned down look, but they just didn't look nice on me. I didn't like them at the time, so I sent them back. But that's another way to kind of have like a relaxed footwear that still has a bit of a heel, but it's still very much casual, without having to wear trainers. I might try those again at some point, but for right now, I think my look is a lot more smart casual, and I would have to like really maneuver things to go into like a casual. So I'm happy with my more so smart casual right now. But if I did do trainers, it would be the Chanel ones. Yes, I've started wearing heeled ankle boots and can already see the difference in how my outfits look. Yeah, love that. Love that. Hey, love. How do I switch from tomboy to feminine? Well, you are speaking to a girly who used to wear tracksuits. Okay? Remember that hairstyle when you would have like this? Swoop. You're speaking to that kind of girly. So I used to be into tracksuits, trainers, and all of that. You know, you kind of like you kind of have that kind of phase. And this was when I was a lot younger. And I don't know how old you actually are, but if you are an adult, I just feel like the way to transition is to just go out. Let's say you just go to H&M and you just buy the opposite to what you usually buy. And that's how to do the transition. So I would, because you're going to feel uncomfortable initially and it's going to be outside of your norm. You either going to feel like that, where it's uncomfortable, or you're going to feel like you have literally been reborn. So you're going to have one of two feelings, okay? And if you don't feel reborn and you have, you know, the first one where you feel a bit awkward, by the time you've done that 10 times, you're going to feel reborn. So it's going to be a nice, fun situation for you, a nice, fun journey. And I would suggest that you have a look online, go to like H&M or something and literally just type in like knit sets. Just buy like a skirt cardigan set, maybe like an oversized cardigan. You're still having like a not a fully like fitted look, and do that with a pair of trainers, right, that you're used to wearing. And then change your footwear and wear a pair of flat over the knee boots. You're still wearing something flat. Then get a pair of block heel boots, like a low block heel, and then you can like just evolve from there. So that's kind of what I would suggest, and then it won't be such like a harsh transition. You don't want to go out and feel like really bad about yourself, not feel comfortable in what you're wearing. But I think that with your clothing, you've just got to pull off the plaster and just rip it off and just go for it. Okay, you can just do an oversized like jumper, a skirt, and you have now transitioned from tomboy to more feminine. Boom, just like that. Yes, I agree. Definitely takes away from a nice look. Yeah, wearing trainers, it just does a disservice to lots of outfits. So I guess it depends what look you're going for and what phase you're at in life. Will determine like whether you are wearing like trainers and it's more of like a staple for you. For me, that's just not a part of my life right now. It's not a part of my style, and I just can't incorporate that in right now. But maybe one day, you got children, you know, whatever, like things just might be a bit different. Like you're doing like a school run, like things might be different, but at this point in my life, and I might shove those Chanel trainers on. But right now, that's just not going to happen, whether it's Chanel or not. No, I don't want to do that. It just doesn't work with my aesthetic that I'm kind of going for. Like my aesthetic is more polished. Like that's what I like to go for. I like to go for a polished look, where it definitely looks more smart, it looks more pulled together, and it looks like I've actually thought about what I'm wearing. But in actuality, I just purchase things that I can mix and match with very easily. I go for like neutral colors, or I'll be out shopping and I'll think, you know what? I have a pink mini skirt. I want a different shade pink top to wear with it. And I specifically go out looking for that. So I'm very intentional with what I'm wearing because I know exactly what looks I want. And I like to kind of bring that to life. I don't just go out, see what I see in the shop. No, I have an idea of what I want 99% of the time. So that is kind of how I do things, and that helps me to stay on track with the kind of like look that I want, basically. I thought I had to wear high heels, but doing 2 inches or 3 inches has to be perfect, and I can walk in them all day. Yeah, like if you're just out on a day-to-day basis, like wearing a low heel, that's fine. But when you're going out on a dinner date, leave your kitten heels at home and put on, four or 3.5, from 3.5 inches is what starts to look more appropriate, I think, for evening and stuff. But during the day, like unless you're going to an office job, okay, starting from 3.5 inches. But if you're not, I feel like you can wear something lower. I think you have to use discernment in terms of like heel height, where you're going, what time of day, what you're doing. I'm 30, I cannot do makeup. I'm 30, I can't do makeup, can't use heels because I need to work for my family. What would you do if you were me and I don't have money? 30, you can't wear makeup, you can't wear heels, and you're surrounded by your family all the time. You know what? I might want to like sit down and have a conversation with my parents. You're never actually going to be 30 ever again. Ever. I don't know if you're living in the Western world or whatever, but you're never going to be you at this age ever again. Ever. And this is it. And I just feel like at some point, like the only way that we can like change things is to be the change sometimes. And I know that sometimes families can get really like bossy and really strict and everything, and sometimes you have to like just try to have a word with them. If that doesn't work, I might actually want to get a job somewhere else that's not underneath my family's supervision. But it depends where you live in the world. It depends on different dynamics. But for me personally, I just would end up feeling very angry towards myself, looking back, thinking I have one life to live as myself, and I've just been living it for my family. I've just been living it for them, just for something like wearing a color dress that I want to wear, or wearing a fabric that I want to wear. I have literally not been able to do that because I just do what I'm told to do, and I'm 30. Like, if you can't do what you want at 30, then I just don't know when you can. And again, it comes down to like dynamics. Yeah, it comes down to dynamics. It comes down to backgrounds, where you're from, because some families, or like, there are different dynamics. And when you're in the Western world, we dress a certain way, you know. If you're somewhere else, you know, you're going to be dressing another way. We're all seeing on the news certain things about what's happening, different places, not being able to wear things, blah blah blah. So I don't know where you are in the world or whatever, but if you can have a conversation, I think you should have a conversation, basically. Yeah, the money aspect, yeah, she's like, do you have savings? The money aspect, because you work for your family, maybe you have like, I don't know if you're actually being paid or you just have to work for them because you're being told to. So, Dad, you know, am I getting paid for this, or like what's going on? And yeah, it sounds like you need a bit of oh, you're not getting paid. So it looks like new job. It's giving new job, and it's giving new wardrobe. But you have to, I don't know where you live, and things are different in different places. So things are different in different places. Sometimes I feel like it could just be like a conversation that you could have with your parents. You in Germany, okay. So new job, new wardrobe. Boom. There we go. Ziva, I'm very worried I won't find a provider husband. Women I just feel like women are leaving men behind. I keep meeting men, but they are not enough. Because men aren't enough. They're just not. They're not enough. Yeah. That's why we have to have ourselves first and whatnot, because they aren't enough, and they will never like fully make us happy. I think when you get to a certain point, you kind of realize that they're there to entertain us. They're there to keep us safe. They're there to, you know, provide and things. And you also need to have other hobbies. You need to have other things going on for you, but they will never be enough for us, and they're not supposed to be everything anyway. Okay. So I feel like I have to start dating men in their 50s or 60s. I'm 28. They just don't make enough money. They are not intelligent enough, so I can't respect them. I'm dating a man who's 35, but he is not making enough money. Yeah. Like, for me, I just feel like there are some younger guys who are making, you know, like a decent, a decent amount, who are making six figures and things, and who are making a similar amount to like men who are in their 50s and 60s. They just are. And this is something that I'm realizing. So I think that 28 dating someone in their 50s or 60s, for me, it's just not a big deal. And I don't think that that is a big deal. I don't think it's like an astronomical like age gap for me. Of course, some other people do, but I just think that that's kind of, I think that's okay. But if you are not, so you're not finding someone even in 50s and 60s, you're not finding someone who earns enough money. I don't know, even some men in their 50s and 60s still don't earn very much, or they are paying, you know, their ex-wife still paying stuff, or they're doing X, so even sometimes they still have their money tied up. So sometimes it's not so much about the age, and maybe you could just go in like the 40s or something, where they probably haven't already even had like a family yet. They're probably wanting that to settle down. They've had a couple of years where they've been you know, working, able to put something away. Maybe that might be a better balance for you. I don't know. I feel like we have to do what will fit into our own lives, and like you have to play about with different things, different ages, you know. I've definitely done that as well. So date different men, different ages, see what fits you best. It's not a one size fits all. Just because a man is 20 years older doesn't mean that he is earning like an incredible, you know, like income. It doesn't mean that you will be able to have any respect for him, and it doesn't mean he will have any respect for you, or think, oh my gosh, you're younger, you know, blah blah blah, have to treat you like this diamond. It just doesn't mean that. And in fact, sometimes it can actually be the opposite, sometimes. So because they feel like they have probably already had like a long relationship with someone else. They've come out of it, and now they're like going crazy just trying to meet younger women, right? So you can kind of meet men at different phases, and some men in their 50s or 60s are in that phase, and if you're meeting them in that phase, it really sucks. So the only thing you can get from them is money, but in terms of having any respect for them, that's just never going to happen when they're in certain phases. So it's about meeting men in specific phases, because otherwise you will never respect them, because they act in a way that is, you know, you can never have respect for it. And yeah. Okay, well, I mean, at the end, like Lane Kim, at the end of the day, like 28 for me, it's just, it's not really like a baby girl anymore. And I feel like 28, you are a grown up. Dating someone who is 50, I don't think it's a big deal. But for you, if it is a big deal, then you shouldn't do it. We should only be dating within the age ranges that we feel comfortable dating within. And if you're doing anything in life that doesn't feel good to you, you probably shouldn't be doing it, because it doesn't feel good to you and it's forced and it feels it just doesn't feel right. So you just shouldn't be doing it, and you're supposed to do what works for you. And you also want to make sure that you're meeting someone. Let's say, okay, you're 28. Let's say you feel comfortable dating somebody who is 38. He is ready right now to settle down. The rest of his friends, they're all settled down. He's ready at that time. He might be earning, you know, you might be able to have like, I don't know, let's say like a middle class background. Not upper middle class, but maybe middle class, where you don't have to work. You can raise your children. You can have a little side hustle like online. And that can be an avenue that you can actually go down, and you don't have to date someone who is 20 years older or 30 years older. You don't have to go down that route, and you can really find what fits you. It's not a one size fits all. and you have to do what works for you and put yourself first. Okay, that's what you have to do. Who is coming with the right energy? Who is treating you the way you want to be treated? What kind of man can you respect? What kind of man? Because some of us, we think so much about like the financial aspect, and I understand that it's embedded in us by way of nature. We want to be looked after, we want to be protected, but that is not the only dynamic that comes into things. When you want to actually, you're ready to find someone to start a family with, you've got to think about other things. Because have you guys seen the Hernandez whatever it is, thing on Netflix? Like, there are certain things you have to think about, and it's not only about the money. We've got to think about a lot of other things. Okay, so what is this man like? Okay, what is his energy saying? Okay, do I feel safe around him? Okay, do I have to sleep with one eye open? Or like, there are just things you have to think about, and money is not the only one. It's a big dynamic, but there are other things to look at when you're actually really choosing to be with someone. So definitely for me, and Tamara, you've just reminded me this is about outfits. But no, we're going off topic a bit, but it's fine. But I just feel like you have to do what works for you. It's not a one size fits all. And you're 28, you want to date someone in their 30s, date someone in their 30s. I just think it's fine, and you just have to adapt that. Okay, I won't have, right now it's going to be more of a middle class lifestyle as opposed to an upper class or whatever lifestyle. So it's just going to be a different dynamic, but you're still going to have, you still want to make sure that you meet someone who still has those, the same morals as you, wants a traditional marriage, blah blah blah. So that's what's key, that's what's really important. And whatever, so I would say that that's the most important thing to think about. Ladies, I'm coming off of here kind of shortly, soon-ish. Yeah. As someone who's dated men in their 50s and older, I'm 30. The older guys aren't smarter or more respectable. They may have more money, but that doesn't mean they are more quality in other ways. Yeah, I do agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I think it's about the man themselves, and it doesn't even mean that they're more mature when they're older. Sometimes they are actually just more irritating. And so I think it's more about the person themselves as opposed to age. And yeah. Lane Kim, you don't have, I don't know why you're deleting all your stuff, but that's fine if you don't want it all out there. Yeah, if late 30s is good for you, then that's what you do. And I don't want you to like feel like you have to date 20, 30 years older. You just don't. You just don't. You do what works for you. It's not a one size fits all. My battery is going to die as well. Okay, ladies, I'm going to have to love you and leave you here. And I will come back and do another live shortly, maybe like next week or something or whatever. So sorry Tamara, I didn't get to your question and your other questions about styling, but my battery's about to go. So I'm gonna have to love you and leave you here, and I will see you in my next video. I will try to put that up for you tonight or tomorrow.